In response to this notion that Syria has this mighty, formidable army, it might be worth asking Paul this. It took the mightiest army in the Middle East 4 weeks of heavy artillery shelling and the deployment of 7,000 soldiers to retake not a city, but a neighborhood in a city that was held by a few hundred rebels armed with Kalashnikovs hunting rifles and maybe a few pistols. That doesn't sound to me like the mightiest army in the Middle East. Also, this notion of its air defense systems, we haven't hit on that point yet, but it's been alluded to, especially by the United States.
Okay.
Can I just make this one point?
Yes.
This is a country that was invaded, its airspace was invaded 3 times by the Israelis in the last 20 years, and 1 shot was fired against Israeli planes. Not 1 plane was shot down. And remember, one of those sorties involved the destruction of a nuclear facility no one even knew Bashar al-Assad was building. So I take it very skeptically that their air defense systems, that their military capabilities are quite so robust. I quite agree with Paul on that point. And military defectors will back you up on this, by the way.
Okay, so the paper tiger argument.
This myth of a strong Syrian army is simply ridiculous. This is not a national army. This is a sectarian killing machine that has been founded by the Assads and that has been sustained and given succor by the sectarian regime.
But Malik says 2 million hardcore supporters.
2 million,
that's something.
but this is a country of 23 million plus. How can you have a civil war between 2 million people and 18 million? The numbers don't work out. Second thing is that this is an army that is a conscript army. So that means that people are forced to serve in the army. Those who are serving in the army are mainly from the dispossessed Sunni working class, as Malik described. They would do anything to defect. The price of defection, as I just said, is intolerably high, and that is what needs to be aided, because no one is going to die for the Assads from this point on, because they understand now, despite the propaganda, and propaganda does work, the Syrians have 42 years of it, it does work, it does brainwash people. Despite the propaganda, people are beginning to understand that a regime that tortures children, gang rapes girls of 10 by official order, that trades in the organs of prisoners, is not a regime that you want to die for.